All right, I guess I have to do this thing vertical this time because it's not cooperating. Welcome in, guys. First one of the year in the books. Tigers get the win. Storm back. Fell behind 5-2 after 5 innings. And then the response was pretty loud. LSU ultimately with, call it, the sixth, seventh, and eighth. You end up with 13 runs, a lot of awesome moments from a lot of really good players, and that was just a very interesting game. And there's a lot that I want to talk about. I have a lot of thoughts actually on that one, and I think the best way to go about it is kind of just take it in order. Because I want to talk about Case and Evans. The bullpen was phenomenal. You saw a lot of guys get action and a lot of awesome moments from Louisiana guys today that was just really, really, really cool. And they came through in big spots. LSU in general came through in big spots today. Adversity happened early for this team. And, said on the pod previewing it that I wanted to see them come out and be dominant. Early they struggled a touch, not a lot, a touch. You fall behind 5-2. People are going to look at that a little bit, but it's one game, and you're not facing a very good team. And ultimately, you end up run ruling them through 8 innings, and you end up dominant. And that's a very good place to be if you're the LSU Tigers after one. Let's go through it. Smash the like button, please, if you have not already. Get subscribed, too. Should have led off with that. YouTube and podcast. Please share. Let's get as many people in here as we can. Celebrate that win, because it was just an interesting game. Let's take it from the top. Case and Evans comes out, gets 2 punch-outs in the first. You put up the 0. Had a walk in there. Gave up a little hit as well. But ultimately, he puts up the 0. You trade zeros in the first. He comes back out. Same deal. Another 0. A couple more Ks. And then Zach York steps up for his first at-bat and absolutely launches a homer and puts you up 1-0. I thought he was awesome today. Everything we'd all heard about Zach York, you saw on full display. You saw the power. You saw the plate discipline. Aside from the homer, he had 2 walks. Was also hit by a pitch. Just kind of the full arsenal on display from him there, and I thought he was huge. That was an awesome moment, first at bat in a Tiger uniform, getting the home run. So shout out to Zach York, and he ended up in some big spots, hitting in the middle of the lineup for you, and he delivered. He just missed the second homer, which, man, they really needed that in the moment, and it didn't come to fruition. It was a horrible angle in the park. It was a horrible angle on TV to review that. They really need to do something about. I understand for an ESPN Plus broadcast or an SEC Plus broadcast, whatever you want to call it, you're not going to have the best camera angles in there. But my goodness, can we at least get a camera angle down the line? Like that feels like it should be fixed up, but whatever. But I thought he had a great day, and that was an awesome moment for him to get the home run and put LSU on the board. In the bottom half, you get another 0 from Evans. In the bottom half of the third, you manufacture another run. Stephen Milam with the RBI ground out there to put yourself up 2-0, and you're feeling pretty good. You look up, Case and Evans has punched out 7 through 3 innings. If it's 9 outs, 7 strikeouts, that's pretty dominant. Was he as crisp as you would like? No, the pitch count was up there. The efficiency, that's something he's going to have to work on, and we know that. But 7 strikeouts out of 9 outs is dominant stuff. And you felt good. And then he hits the first batter of the fourth. You have a little seeing-eye single that's just out of Milam's reach that sneaks through into center field, and then a bunt single to load the bases with nobody out. And he really just couldn't get out of his own way after that, unfortunately. And it's something you're going to have to keep an eye on for sure. Efficiency needs to be a little bit better. He did fall behind in some counts. The 2 walks were ugly. Fell behind 3-1, walked a guy, was ahead 1-2, walked that guy, then had to hit batter. So the 3 free passes, it's just unfortunate in the 4th inning. You're going to get in some trouble as a starter. We talked about that. You would have liked to have seen him be able to really pitch out of it, and ultimately he couldn't do that. It just kind of spiraled on him. He gave up a hard single to right to start the scoring for Milwaukee, and it just kind of spiraled on him from there. And ultimately, he's lifted. I thought Cooper Williams came in and did a really nice job getting you out of that, keeping it at 2. And ultimately, he was awesome 2 2/3, made one bad pitch, and the kid hit it out of the park. But he really steadied the ship and allowed LSU to claw back into it, and claw back into it. They did, starting in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this is where we can really start talking about some awesome moments on opening day for the Louisiana guys. And it started with Seth Dardar, who, I mean, well, actually, I should say it started with Cade Arrambide, leads off that inning with a double. And, you know, there was just a feeling in the box. And we go through this all the time with these small teams coming in, right, where sometimes they get a lead and then they kind of realize what's going on and what they have the opportunity to do, and it kind of crumbles. And ultimately, it started crumbling on Mason Weckler, who was awesome, by the way. They brought Weckler out of the bullpen, and he was really good for 2 innings. Really had LSU in knots. He was mixing pitches well and landing his off-speed for strikes. And it's just one of those pesky arms that you see give them some issues from time to time. And Weckler certainly did that until the bottom of the 6th. Arrambide let it off with a double. You pinch hit. You pinch hit for Dardar, and he steps up in his first at bat in an LSU uniform. Guy from the North Shore launches the home run to left field, and just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. That was a really awesome moment, man. Y'all know how high I am on Seth Dardar. I talked about him all throughout the preseason. I really would have loved to have seen him in the opening day lineup today, but you know what? He got his moment anyway, and it was awesome to see. I mean, he absolutely launched that baseball, put LSU within 1 run, and then they were able to, you get Williams back out there. He gives up the hit batter to start the 7th, and then you get another awesome moment being in the stadium to watch Gavin Guidry come out of the bullpen to a raucous ovation, man. And you just had to feel good for him. The injury a year ago, someone who's been such a big part of this program, to get injured, for it to be as debilitating as it was for him, to battle back. And we had talked about it. The ball looked great coming out of his hand. He looked like he was really in there. And he comes in, runner at first base, nobody out. It's a 1-run game at that point, and he just starts dropping hammer after hammer after hammer when it comes to breaking ball. He got it up to 93 a couple times with the heater. Looked like he mixed in a second breaking ball as well, more of a slower version of it, of a curve. And he ends up striking out the side, has that emotion. I mean, he's still a freaking psycho, which you just love to see. And he dominated that lineup, and LSU breaks it open in the bottom half. You end up with back-to-back doubles. Stephen Milam gets into it. That came off of a lefty, so he was from the right side. You love to see that. Follow that up. Jake Brown facing the lefty, just fights one off to the opposite field. That's a double, and it's a tied game. And then ultimately you put one more on, and Cade Arrambide, who was absolutely incredible today, launches a 3-run homer, LSU's 3rd of the day, and from that moment, it's 8-5, and the game felt over. I mean, LSU had all the momentum. There was still nobody out. They would add 2 more runs to make it 10-5, and then they would add 5 more in the 8th, and you get your final score of officially 15-5 because of the run rule. I think that's a terrible rule. The play was still live. I get the 15th run scored, but the play was not dead. I think you should have to count that 16th run, but that's neither here nor there. Just a great effort and a great comeback. A little bit more with the Louisiana guys, y'all, because that was my favorite part of today. And then you know what, we'll get to some questions. That was my favorite part of the day, was watching the local players who have always meant so much to this program, right? Always meant so much. To see Seth Dardar have his moment on opening day, to see Gavin Guidry get to return in a meaningful spot, high leverage, where he has just excelled for LSU throughout his career, get that opportunity and dominate like we've seen Gavin Guidry do really his entire time at LSU on opening day for a Louisiana guy. That was awesome. Man, you get you get John Pearson with a moment, a single on opening day. Jack Ruckert gets a single on opening day. Daniel Harden, gets in the game and gets hit by a pitch, and he's on. Just a lot of guys with awesome moments who are from this state, who this means a hell of a lot to. Hell, you could throw Jake Brown into that. Jake had a 2-hit day. That's kind of what it's all about, right? Those program guys who have been so important for LSU. That was my favorite part. And I mean, you got me, how many position players played? I meant to look that up before I started the stream, and I'm actually not even sure how many it was. It was a lot. I mean, let's see. I mean, you had your starting 9, and then This is going to be horrible, me trying to count this up. Pearson, Ruckert, Reeves, Dardar. So you're up to 14 right there. Harden got in at bat. Cerna got in. That's 16. Did I miss anybody? So I think you saw 16 position players and 3 pitchers. I see, let's see, Clay Carroll with a $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Fair or foul, second homer for York. I could not tell. The angle I was at, it looked fair. When they showed it on the video board, it was an even worse angle than I had. I texted a buddy of mine, my brother-in-law actually, who was watching it on TV. He said it looked foul on TV, and ultimately they just didn't have the angles. And that's the part that bothers me. Like, I get it. You're not going to have as many cameras for an SEC Network Plus broadcast, but can we get one down the line? That's the part I don't like about that, but I could not tell. The other thing I would say is the bullpen. Look, we're not going to freak out over the outing from Case and Evans because I do think he did some good things. That 4th inning just got away from him. And look, that's something he's going to have to work on. He's going to have to be able to pitch around that and not give up the 4 spot. You give up 1, you give up 2, okay, you can live with that. As you saw, this offense is going to be pretty good. They got handcuffed early. I thought Mueller, the changeup was we talked about him. He can get up to 93 from the left side. Didn't quite get there. Had a 92. But the changeup was really good. The changeup was really, really good. And it kept LSU off balance for a while, and so did Weckler. But, man, when they got deep into that bullpen, this offense really showed out, and they were awesome today. So that's really my main takeaway with Evans. We said we're not going to freak out after 1 start. He had some struggles in the preseason. He's going to have some struggles. What he's trying to do is difficult to do. I think with better efficiency, you will see him really extend, and he's going to have to get a little bit better in the adverse situations. It's different. He was put into those a year ago and did great out of the bullpen. He's putting himself into them now, and you're going to have to work around those types of things. It just comes with being a starting pitcher. Ultimately, I do think he will get there. He's too talented, and the upside is too great, and we've seen him get through lineups multiple times already, that I do think Case and Evans will get there. But your bullpen was absolutely fantastic. You got the relief you needed from Williams and Guidry. They were dominant, struck out 10 and didn't walk anybody, those two. Overall, LSU struck out 17 today. This is a team that has led the NCAA in strikeouts the last 2 seasons, and they got off to a great start today with 17 punch-outs. So you see the depth of the bullpen, you see the dominance that it can be, and you have a lot of arms left to go for the next 3 games that LSU has to play. So overall, y'all, interesting game. One that didn't necessarily start the way you wanted, but ultimately they were dominant and looked like a top 2 team in the country, and that's really all you can ask for. That was a very interesting game that provided a lot of cool moments, and they were really good. Let's get some questions in. If y'all have some, drop some, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. Please smash the like button if you have not already. Please share if you would like to do that as well. Any questions? Oh, here we go. Ashland Carter vlog. Now who gets the ball Sunday since Cooper pitched today? Look, we'll have to wait and see. Let's look how they structure the rest of it. I really thought Cooper Williams had an opportunity to get there. I still think he ends up in the rotation at some point for a lot of the reasons you saw today. He was very efficient out of the bullpen as well, along with just getting you through the lineup. So we'll see. I mean, you got options. Zach Cowan could potentially get that start, but you may use him. You may see more of a whole staff day that day. I mean, Jaden Newt has starting experience on this team, so we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see. Heft YT says, when will Binge pitch? Sometime in the next 4 games. You'll see him. They're going to need him. They used him out of the pen twice in the last weekend of scrimmages. He was really good once and really bad the other time. So we'll just have to see. I'll think you will see him because, again, they're playing 5 games in 6 days. You're going to need all the arms you can. And really, it's 8 games in the first 10 days of the season. So you will see Binge, and it'll be a big opportunity for him to go ahead and try to grab an opportunity in a very deep bullpen. Mr. Pfister says, favorite walk-up song. It's not hard. Zach York walking up to Big Papa by Notorious B.I.G. is perfect. and there's nothing that can beat that. That is just absolutely awesome. Second place would be Back That Ass Up by Juvenile for Seth Dardar, because that's also great. North Shore guy bringing the NOLA rap. You love to see that. Justin Hunt says he can't wait to see Rizzy. I agree. Somebody asked, it was Edward O, first arm out of the pin tomorrow. I think it could very well be Maverick Rizzy. He got loose today. They sent him down there. He changed his number to 17. But he sticks out like a sore thumb because he's almost 7 feet tall. So he got loose a little bit today. Heft says, did Curiel get a hit or was it an error? He got a hit in his first at bat. Infield single. Great effort from Curiel. Nubs it down the line at first. First baseman goes to scoop it and swipe tag him, and Curiel slid into the green bag. It was so he was 1 for 5 officially, and then did reach later on an error as well. Also punched out 3 times, and at least 2 of them were looking. Bit of a tougher day for Derek, but he'll be fine. We know he's going to hit. Obviously. Ashlyn Carter vlog again. Second question: who earned a starting position today? Nobody. No one. I think you could see Seth Dardar in the starting lineup tomorrow. They'll be facing a right-handed starter. He's a lefty. I think you see that. Nobody earned anything except for the guys who already had it, and they technically didn't earn. You're going to see a lot of stuff. Spear says thoughts on Stanley leading off. I understand it with the lefty on the mound. I prefer him more towards the bottom of the order, like he was a year ago. But I mean, it was fine. He put a charge into the first one he hit, and ultimately it got caught, and he didn't have much to show for the rest of the day. But it's fine. Zachary Cavalier says it's set it off for Dardar. It is not. I watched him walk up to the plate 3 times to Juvenile today. I know that's what it was listed as. He changed it. Because if it was set it off, that would have been my answer. Let's see. Oh, Zachary Cavalier. Yes, Aaron Beatty. Thank you. I meant to go back to him. Player of the game. Player of the game. Cade Aaron Beatty was awesome. He was damn near a brick wall behind the plate. One got through him. They ruled it a wild pitch. I thought it was more of a pass ball, but whatever. I'm not the official scorer. So technically, he was a brick wall because nothing got through him other than that wild pitch that was charged to Cooper Williams. But I thought the 3 for 4 was awesome. He finished a triple shy of the cycle. He put the ball in play every time. Didn't punch out once. Had the single in the first, had a ground out, the double, the homer, and then he walked later in the game as well. So he was on base 4 times. That home run swing was massive. It was a little bit wind-aided. He got under it, but it crossed the yellow line. That's all that matters. He was great. We spent all offseason hyping him up from the fall to the preseason, and boy, he lived up to that as advertised here early this season. Cade Aaron Beatty was awesome. Now, I'm not going to tell you he's going to hit 750 every time out. He probably won't. In fact, he won't. But that's a great first step for him going in. Going into the rest of the season. That's for all the hype we gave him, for him to come out and do that. I mean, I think that is perfect. I mean, you couldn't have scripted a better start from him, except maybe the ground ball getting through the third baseman and him ended up 4 for 4. But Cade Aaron Beatty was awesome, and the defense behind the plate was great. And it was right from the start. Kason Evans' first strikeout was on a nasty slider that bounced, and Aaron Beatty blocked it up and threw the runner out at first base for the first out of the game. That really set the tone. I thought he was awesome behind the plate, man. Awesome. And, Jay Johnson talked about it leading up to the preseason that the goal for Cade Aaron Beatty was to be the best player in the program, and you saw why today. You saw him hit for average. You saw him hit for power. That was great, man. Independent Thinker says, where did you get your shirt, Roback? Got it from Roback. They're great. Wish they would sponsor me, actually. That'd be great. But it's got the box all over it. It's got Alex Box Stadium all over it. It's like the Tiger Stadium one that they have, but with baseball. It was an immediate buy. Had to do that. It was a good game today. Interesting. learned a lot, had questions. They faced some adversity and got through it already. Love to see that. And they'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll be here for it. So y'all smash the like button. Please get subscribed, share, and be here next time for more.